everyone. Kyle here to episode number 52 of the Kyle Peterson Show, the 1 year anniversary, Angie. And before we get too far into it, of course, my co-host, you know me, Kyle Peterson, but
Everybody
my co-host, the girl with more curves than a racetrack, Angie. Angie, say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Angie. We're back from Los Angeles. Oh boy, and we got a story for you, and that's what we're going to do here in the 1 year anniversary of the podcast, Angie. We're going to break down the Mattel Creations revealed event. I'm going to tell the whole story, and I guess if I miss anything, reach out to me in the questions of this video or email the show at thekylepetersonshow@gmail.com. I'll answer any question. I'm an open book, as is Angie. So I'll tell you all the gory details, the mud, the blood, and dare I say the beer of the whole Mattel Creations revealed event. But we're going to walk through the whole travel, Los Angeles, everything in this special 1 year anniversary episode, ditching the normal
segments.
Format. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to be a full-on story time with Kyle and Angie is what we're going to do.
Kyle's just going to gab for an hour.
I'm going to gab and
Angie
Angie.
Giggle along.
Angie's going to chime in. She's going to giggle along. So that's what we're going to do. But Angie, before we get to the story, we got to do a few things. We got to thank the sponsor 52 weeks in a row here, DJC Collectibles. Use discount code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. And of course, check out Decade Eyewear. It is summertime. At least it was over in Los Angeles. I don't know about so much back home. Ups and downs, I guess. But check out Decade Eyewear. Scan the QR code, save yourself $10. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, Patreon this month, giveaway McFarlane Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You guys, if you are a YouTube channel member or a Patreon member, you get early access to all my YouTube videos from both of my channels and this very podcast, behind the scenes Q&A, giveaways, Q&As, you name it. It's all over there. Best way to support the channel, best way to support this podcast, everything we do. Buy Angie all of her clothes and her coffee and everything else under the sun. So shout out to the Patreon members, the real ones out there. We got a lot to talk about here, Angie. Where do you think we should start? The beginning?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how I'm not going to get a potty break or a snack.
No potty break, no snack. But you'll have memories.
Like a preschooler.
But you will have memories of a snack because we're going to do kind of a quasi try new foods, as you will review In-N-Out Burger. Angie got it for the first time here. Now, I will say I will have on my YouTube channel, I will have videos from our whole thing. So we vlogged a lot of that. So some of the stories we'll tell, you'll be able to see firsthand in those vlogs. So check it out, give it a thumbs up, all that kind of fun stuff, Angie. But I think we're ready to start. Are you ready to start?
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to tell the story. Feel free to chime in. Feel free to add anything you feel that I might miss. But I want to say it was about 5-6 weeks ago, what is time, as we always say on the channel, that a corporation, company, whatever you want to call it, reached out to me about the Mattel Creations revealed event, wanted to know if I'd be interested in being a part of this event. And I immediately responded back, sure, I'd be interested in this, thinking it was going to be a Zoom call or send a message in or something along those lines. So I said, sure, put me down as interested. Let me know when you get more details. And then about a week later, they said, the whole time I'm thinking it's going to be a Zoom call, a team call, something like that. About a week later, they said, hey, FYI, we forgot to mention, this would be in person in Los Angeles. Are you okay with coming to Los Angeles? And they said they would take care of that. So more on that here.
That was a quick turnaround now that you think about it, for having to prepare a trip.
It was a lot.
Really
so it was a lot. And I was like, oh boy. And I remember that night telling you, hey, it looks like it's in LA, so more to come. But I said, Angie, you have any desire to come? And she immediately said, absolutely not. I do not want to come. And then I said, why would you not come to Los Angeles? Why would you not come? And then you said, you know what?
I'd love to come. It's just a lot of shenanigans. I got to think of all the day-to-day stuff.
She's got to think of the kids and the dogs and all that stuff. Well, lucky for me is it was during the week of our spring break, our kids' spring break and all of that. So I already had this week down as vacation. Now, I don't get very much vacation, but I put it in there just in case because it was their spring break. I said, if I'm going to use all this vacation, weeks like this, I should always put down. So in December, I put this down as vacation. And I was extremely fortunate I did that because about 2 months ago, what is time once again, we had a huge meeting for the spring break week at my day job. And I had to present and do all this. And I said, guys, I am not going to be able to be there. I have this on PTO. It's on the calendar. It's already there. I'm actually going to Los Angeles. So I was fortunate I got out of that. Then that meeting ended up being hardly anything. Of course, I can't miss it when it's a big meeting. They'd go easy on it. And anyways, it is what it is. But I was very fortunate I put that down because unfortunately I probably would have had to go to that meeting. Is what it is though. But they did come back a week after saying, hey, it's in LA. They said, yep, we want you part of the event. We need to do a Teams call, Zoom meeting or whatever. as we're going to go over what the event will entail and get your opinion and ask you some questions and see your answers and stuff, and making sure I was on the up and up, I guess, because this wasn't Mattel, the corporation, talking to me, who obviously I know the Mattel WWE guys. I know some of the He-Man guys. I know some of the people over there, some of the players, dare I say the movers and the shakers, Angie. I know some of those guys. But this was like a third-party company that puts on the event. So these two ladies I talked to, probably both in their 20s or so, you know, asking me questions about my collecting, my history, what I know. And I first said, so I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm here for WWE portion, or is it Masters of the Universe? Because Angie, most people know I am a Masters of the Universe guy. And it's, you know, I don't even know they had Jay and Pixel Dan. We'll talk more about them through here. Jay from Geek Dad Life. They were the Motu people. I was the WWE people. But I think even over Pixel Dan, I've unboxed more of the Masters of the Universe figures than Pixel Dan has. I've unboxed every single Masters figure from like the last 6 years and bought everything after that. So I wasn't sure what they were going to have me talk about everything. I wasn't exactly sure. But then they came back like a couple days later, said, yes, you will be talking WWE. I said, okay, that's fine. Whatever. You know, I can talk whatever.
I know a thing or two about that.
Yeah, I said, I know either way. So they asked me some questions, got some, you know, answers and all that. And then they said they'd be back in touch. And then 2 weeks later, they said, okay, it's sealed and it's going to be this time on the 19th and all this. And I said, okay, well, what about my flights? And I should stretch back a little bit. They said, hey, we're going to take care of your hotel. We're going to take care of your flights. And they gave us $250 in Uber credits. So you could use Uber to and fro the location and stuff like that. And that was it. I mean, that's what they give you for that. And Angie, she didn't get paid to be there or anything. So I did foot the bill, or we foot the bill, whatever, on Angie's flight out there. But obviously I let her sleep in my room. She got to join in on the Uber rides and all that stuff. So, you know, people out there in comments saying, oh, they got paid thousands of dollars. You know, they're a shill. No, there's none of that. Now, there was some other forms of payment maybe, and we'll talk about that. And once again, I'm an open book here, folks. So we did get all that, got that all lined up. And I'm like, when are we going to know when the flights are? Like they said, well, you can't fly till after 6 p.m. because the show's going to go till the show's going until 6 p.m. So you can't fly out till after 6 p.m. So I'm like, well, that limits us. We had one flight. It was 11:59 on that Thursday night. So basically the red eye into Friday, and we'll get more into that as well. But so that was our only option. And then, of course, we get there and the show ends at 1 o'clock. We could have took the 4 o'clock flights out of there. So
it worked out good, though. We got to see a lot in those last.
Yeah, we did. We got to maximize our minutes. Yep. So that was worth it there. But anyways, I'm like, hey, can I know what flight you got me booked for so I can get my wife booked? Because it was getting closer. And it sucks as it gets closer. Sometimes prices go down. Sometimes they go up. You know, they went down like $120 over the last time I checked when we finally did book. So I was lucky there, but they were cheaper earlier. So we could have saved some money, just saying. But they finally like a week out or like 5 days out or something got it to us. And we immediately went to book the flight. There was one seat left on that plane. And if Angie wouldn't have been on that plane, she would have said, I'm not going. I'm not gonna.
So not together. So a lot of our flights were not seated together, but we were able to finagle it. So yeah, we weren't seated together, but they moved us. Once we got on the plane, there was a guy next to me that moved to an open seat just like on his own. And I said, Angie, and she was behind me. Well,
so
he did. It was weird. He must have saw us together in like the
he noticed. So
he's like, go ahead.
So that was interesting. So anyways, I had to pick out a piece from my collection as part of this too. Had to travel with that. As you guys saw, hopefully you watched the live stream. I brought Ultimate Warrior Series 4 as my piece to talk about. Now, not a super valuable piece. Now, they said, hey, bring whatever you want. And I'm thinking, okay, WWE Mattel figure, bring whatever you want. They're like, no, whatever you want to talk about is your piece. And I'm just like, there's no way Mattel wants me talking about Jakks or Hasbro or any other property that's not WWE Mattel.
It's a good thing you're smart.
Yeah, so I said, I'm going to dial that back and I'm going to pick a piece and I'm going to tell a story I've never told before, which I did about this Ultimate Warrior. As, like I said, it's not a huge valuable piece, especially now that it's been re-released. But this was the figure that made me decide that I was going to be a completionist of the Elite line. I got it at Big Lots cheap. I remember walking out there. You were in the car. And I said, this is amazing. This is amazing. And then I was all in. I thought I was kind of out. I was dabbling to went to all in. And that was the figure that created the madness you see now, the YouTube channel, everything else in a lot of ways. So that was a special piece to talk about. And, they had a bunch of questions. I was supposed to talk for 5. They said everybody would talk like 5 to 10 minutes. It ended up being like 3 to 5 minutes. So they dialed it back down. And they said they wanted me to talk. If you saw some of the other ones, they brought 3 or 4 pieces. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to talk 3 or 4 pieces in 5 minutes. You guys know I get verbose. So I said, here's the other one. And then they said, you're fine with one. We're fine with that. So
yours was good. The stories of sentiment were the good ones.
Sentimental story right there. So that worked out okay. So we traveled. We went to the airport. We had no issues. My buddy Mike picked us up, took us to the airport. We were all good. Didn't have to use those Uber credits yet. Those are going to come in later. So we did have that. But we arrived Tuesday night. So I guess we got to the airport. There was no delays. Took us about 10 minutes to get through security.
Yeah. We had the best luck on
We had really good luck. We got
all
right
ahead
in.
of schedule, easy in the TSA.
Right in. We had a direct flight to LA. So we went over the Rocky Mountains and the Mojave Desert, I guess we found out later. So that was really cool to see. So looking out the plane, watching all that. Arrived in LAX, and that's where the trouble went south right away. Right away, because they dropped us off on I don't know, like somewhere on the runway, and we got into a bus. Then the bus busted us somewhere, and they dropped us off somewhere else. And then I've been to LAX before, but I am by no means an expert of where to go. And a good friend, Mark, we're going to get into Mark a lot here in this episode. He's like, I'm at Terminal 6 or 4 or whatever it was. And we're like, I don't know where we're at.
It was weird. Well, they said you have a jump bridge or something. I thought we had to go down one of those inflatable things.
Oh. That would have been great.
But we had to they put a thing where you could see the ground underneath you. It was really scary that we had to walk across to get off. It was great.
So I don't know. So anyways, it took like a half hour of trying to figure our way through this maze of LAX. But we did have a driver pick us up, and it was good friend of the channel, Mark. And Mark was a real one, Angie. He reached out before. He said, hey, I saw on your toy news you're coming to LA. I live out here in LA. I would love to take you and Angie around. I love the podcast. I love the show. And I was like, sure, if you really want to do that and take us out, we'd be open to it, because I love nothing better when I travel to places I don't know is to have somebody that knows what they're doing. We love
the locals.
I hate trying to figure it out on my own. It's just stress in its own way where I got enough stuff to worry about. So Mark was a godsend, being able to take us around, take us. And he knew we wanted to go to In-N-Out. He said, I want to buy you guys In-N-Out and stuff. So that was exactly where Mark took us the first thing. There's that In-N-Out by the airport. A lot of people have been there. We went there. We got Angie her first In-N-Out of the trip, but Angie got a lot of In-N-Out of the trip, didn't she, Angie? In more ways than one. But Angie, we did go to In-N-Out. Mark was nice enough to buy us that meal. He did not have to, but he insisted. He was a true gentleman is what Mark was. So we got In-N-Out. Angie, what did you order for us?
I got double, protein style, animal style, no tomato. And then you just got a number 1, which is also a double, animal style, no tomato, no pickle.
No tomato, no pickle.
And we just got the fries the first time, just normal.
Got the combo. I got the combo with a drink and fries, and we split the fries and went from there. So, Angie, it's time to review. This will try new foods because it might taste good. Now, what did you think of your first experience? Now, notice you didn't have the bun. You had the lettuce wrap.
Yeah. So it was messy.
Sloppy.
Because since they're so fresh, the meat so hot, it really melts the sauce, so it gets very drippy, and without the bun to absorb it.
You love really drippy sauce melting in your mouth. You love a lot of saucy
running
stuff.
Down your face.
Yes, I know you love
that.
Go, yep.
At the end.
You were digging. You just didn't want to spill any, and you didn't want to get any in your eye. You didn't want to get any on your clothes.
But it was so good. It was so light with that. Lettuce. I could have eaten 2 of them.
Probably. It was pretty, but it was good, right?
Really
it was good. And the fries were okay. Yeah. I don't know.
The pro move is to get them well done, because we ate
extra
them
crispy. So if you had to rate your In-N-Out out of 5, what would you give it?
I loved it. I'd give it a 4.
I'd give it a 3 for me. I like In-N-Out. It's good. I would eat it if I'm there, but I don't think I would ever crave it. Like, I got to go to In-N-Out. I don't think it's that for me. Personally, I know it's very sacrilegious, Angie. Some people will come at me in the comments, leave your old boy Kyle alone. I enjoy a Whataburger more, and I've had both of them numerous times. I don't know.
I think I was surprised how small they were. Like, they're the size of just like an average McDonald's cheeseburger.
Very nice, very fresh.
But nice thin meat. So like, it's fine if you get 2 or 3 patties, because you can.
I just don't understand how they don't. They need to either open up more In-N-Outs, or they need to do something, because I don't understand how they're so busy all the time. Obviously, that's a good thing, but it feels like maybe with the amount of people that are there, they need more In-N-Outs to, it would move faster. But I think part of what built them is, they're always busy, so it's got to be really good.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little of that play too. But
that one's cool by the airport, because the planes land like literally right above the building, and it comes in so tight.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you can just see it coming over your head. Cool. So It was interesting. So Mark was nice enough to buy us that. He parked around the corner and he said, what do you guys need to do? What can you do on this first night? So we got in there around dinner time. So it was perfect time to eat. You know, it was like 6:30 by the time we were done eating, whatever it was. West Coast time now, not the old central Midwest. And it was about Angie's bedtime. And Angie was a real trooper. She stayed up.
We gained. Didn't we go back 2 hours, right?
We did, yeah. But it felt like...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
So anyways, he said, hey, over by your hotel. He took us to our hotel, but there was a mall with a Target and all that stuff in there. He took us there. So we went in there, did a little figure hunt at the Target. You'll see that in the video. We also grabbed some drinks. Of course, me having to get a Monster. And what do you think was sold out across the store?
Monster Zero.
White Monster, the only good Monster. And maybe some news very soon. As I look over for Todd McFarlane, but he's downstairs. Maybe some good news about Monster here on the channel very soon. A little Easter egg there, Angie. We'll see what happens. But they were all out of White Monster, of course. But Angie got some Alani. Alani, you can sponsor us too if you want to.
Oh, no, that means if you do have something going with Monster, I might be able to drink
whatever one helps us out more. And I'm just looking for free product I'll promote it, but I want to get my Monster free. But we'll see what happens. But more on that very soon. Very soon. Had a good meeting on Friday afternoon, even being jet lagged with no sleep. I had a great meeting with the folks over there at Monster. So much more soon, folks. But Angie got her Alani. We got, I don't know, did you get anything else there? Did we get anything at Target?
I honestly cannot remember.
We had to pay our
you got a Grover.
Oh, yeah. So I did find a little haulathon stuff there. So we'll talk about that as well here. But hit haulathon there. So many people always in the comments, LA is so hard to find stuff, so hard. Well, I found a lot of stuff in LA and I couldn't bring it all home because of travel and all that. But got Grover, got that, paid 5 cents to get a bag, which wasn't all bad because we did buy other stuff. We went to a K-pop store, got some K-pop stuff. We did that and all that. And then Mark was nice enough to take us to a gas station. I got some Monster out of the gas station. He dropped us off and said, hey, we'll be back in touch here because we had other stuff to do Wednesday, but we were going to stay in touch, and we did. And then it was nice of Mark to drop us off, but Wednesday went back to the hotel room, checked into the hotel. The hotel Tuesday. Checked into the hotel. The hotel was fine. You know, it was what it was.
No, it's nice.
We had 2 beds. It was nice.
We used them both?
Used them both. Let me tell you, it was just a mess in that place. Just a mess.
One for sleeping.
No. But we took our own bed. It was like sleeping it was like Ozzy and Harriet.
You got it when there's no kids around.
I guess. So then you take separate beds. But and Angie was going in through the back doors and all kinds of stuff. It was a wild thing. But we slept and that was it. I stayed up kind of late.
I passed out.
She passed out. She was tired. I stayed up, edited some videos. I should say I edited 5 videos on the plane on the way over. I was working and my mind doesn't really shut off. So I stayed up till like 11 o'clock, which would be like 1 o'clock Central Time.
Yep.
And then what time did we get up? About 6-ish on Wednesday morning?
Yeah. 6-ish
Wednesday morning. Got up Wednesday morning and we didn't have anything to do as I had to go to Mattel for the rehearsal at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was a ways down. So we had all of the morning. So getting up, we got up and running at about 8:30, which would have been 10:30 our time. So it's still the time thing. But we got up at 8:30. We said, hey, Venice Beach is like 20 minutes down the road or 10 miles, whatever it was.
Yeah.
We went to Venice Beach. Let's go to Venice Beach. Let's see if we can see Arnold. Let's see where some pump and iron was going on. Want to see Muscle Beach, see all the stuff going. So that's what we did. So let's go kill some time at Muscle Beach or at Venice Beach. And we did.
Yes.
So we walked up and down the boardwalk, whatever you want to call it there. We saw the beach and it was pretty dead. There were some surfers, some homeless people hanging out, obviously. We had to pee. We went to the bathroom.
Sketchy.
Yeah, sketchy. Needles all over the place, just needles.
I did not touch my butt on those toilets.
No. And there was
old squat.
And I was like, and I wear shoes. I don't like to be barefoot anyways, but I'm like, God, I'm glad I have shoes. There's needles all over this place, everywhere. Needles. Like, and I'm sure they were diabetic needles. There was nothing to do with drugs, I'm sure. But needles all over. And I'm just thinking, like, what if one of these guys, while they're high or something, throws their needle in the sand? You're walking through the sand, you step in it. Like, that's like my worst nightmare ever. It's like the time when I was in Oz with Adebisi, when he got the AIDS needle and he tried to stab me with it. That no good Adebisi, always trying to get me in Oz. But that was a little sketchy there. But we walked up and down the boardwalk, bought some touristy stuff. I did pick up a hat. Maybe I'll bring that out later in this video.
I got a purse.
Angie got a purse.
Shirt.
Got the kids a shirt. Checked out the Muscle Beach there at Venice Beach where Arnold and so many memories happened. Franco Colombo, all that stuff. You know, Kyle of 20 years ago would have jumped right in there and started lifting heavy and stuff. But not with this back. Not with this back.
No way.
So, that was good to see. You know, we walked up and down, just kind of took in the scenes. Angie ordered a couple of empanadas. Oh, we were living good in the empanada front there. Those were pretty good. You'll see that.
Put my feet in the ocean.
We went over there, so then we said, okay, let's go put the feet in, and you'll see some video of Angie frolicking against the waves and stuff. Yeah, you'll see that video. But having a good time. But it was funny. It was totally dead everywhere. And we're looking around. It's like, boy, it's early in the morning, so it's like, I get it. And then we go to this one spot that has like the lifeguard tower and all this, and it's just hopping. And I'm like, what the heck? This is like the truth. And we're walking up to it. It's like, what the heck's going on? There's a guy on the sand walking on his hands. There's people playing beach volleyball. There's frisbee playing.
Super colorful bikinis.
Colorful ladies are bikinis. I'm like, this is what I imagined Venice Beach to be, not that needle and homeless business. So we're like, what the heck is this? So weird. And we were like, is there filming something? What is going on? But it looked just like a party, a beach party at 8:30 on a Wednesday morning. Anyways, we went up over this like berm or whatever it's called, walked up over the sand, down into the ocean, checked out some seashells, walked around, and then we kept walking on the sand. We come back over to that spot, like, what is going on over here? And then you see the huge crane going over with the camera and stuff. So they definitely were filming. And then later, old Super Sleuth over here found out what it was, Angie. What was it?
The Baywatch reboot.
The Baywatch reboot. And I know a lot about Baywatch. I know a lot. And I was even joking about it when we were there. I was like, because I saw like a lifeguard in the red trunks, and I thought it was Mitch Buchanan. I did one of these, but it wasn't. And then I swore I saw Yasmin Bleeth. But have you seen Yasmin Bleeth lately? Don't look it up. It'll ruin your memories of the 90s, that's for sure.
It was so weird. I was like, God, that girl looks like Livy Dunn. But I was like, she's not on that show. Like, I'd never seen an announcement of it. And then when we got back, it was like, our phone was.
And it was her. It was her. Who knew? So we saw her.
That's the only famous person we saw.
Yeah. She said, is that Kyle and Angie from the Kyle Peterson show? Is that you too? That's what she asked.
Big fan.
I said, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Speaking of big fan, though, the guy at GameStop, now that's my people, the GameStop people. The guy at GameStop recognized me, and he said, I didn't think you were from here or something. I'm not. I'm leaving. You'll never see me again. But we saw a guy at GameStop, but that was cool. But yeah, we walked around the beach, did that kind of thing, did the touristy thing. Killed some time down there. Nothing too crazy, I don't think. We, got some shirts and stuff. So we went from there, got in the Uber, and we said, hey, let's go to the...
You forgot to tell them how I was an idiot when I tried to rinse my feet.
Oh, yes. Angie's going over, they have the little showers around the beach, too, to clean off with and stuff. And I see Angie going up to wash her feet, and it's like a straight up...
I didn't see the part at the top.
And it had like
it was
four.
Like a kick out on my feet. So I was like, push the button.
It had like 3 or 4 heads at the top. And I go, oh, and I should have been filming the whole time. Angie hits it and just wet t-shirt contest right there at the beach. It's a great time.
It is what it is. It felt good.
Yeah, and it dried after a while. So you were all right. It was hot enough to dry, but everybody was complaining about the heat. Oh, it's 95 degrees. I'm like, this is perfect heat for me. Try to go to the Midwest 95 where it's humid. That's where it sucks. This hair, Angie. This humidity. But yeah, that was pretty comical when Angie got all wet. And that wasn't the first time nor the last time she got all wet on this trip. But Angie, we did get on an Uber and we did go to the Mattel store, the Mattel toy store in beautiful El Segundo, California. Said, let's go over there. Let's see if they got anything. I was hoping they'd have the WWE Superstars Hacksaw and Demolition. No such luck there. You will see the toy hunt there that we did go to. But as we got there, I messaged Kyle from Mattel, formerly of Super 7. I said, hey, we're here. I don't know if you're one of the offices or not. And he said, no, I'm about 20 minutes away, though. Do you guys want to get lunch and you meet us down here? So I was like, sure, let's do that. Let's grab some lunch. And in the meantime, we'll go through the Mattel store. And it doesn't take a long time to get through that store. It's kind of small. But unfortunately, there was nothing I needed for WWE. It was a lot of the old stuff. They had that main event series with Trish Stratus. They had that, but no Trish Stratus, of course. So I'm still after Trish. But I did walk around, saw a lot of old stuff. But then I saw in an end cap a bunch of Zodaks from the brand new Masters of the Universe, I guess, 2000X collection. I was like, I do need this. So I picked it up, $20. That's fairly reasonable. I was pretty happy about that. I said, something to come from the store. Kept walking through the store, saw the back corner, the green tag section, everything 50% off. What do I see up there but a sea of Zodaks up there too? And you know me, I'm opening these up. So there was torn ones and some that were barely hanging on. I got one that had a good tear in it, but was nice enough to use for my purposes of reviewing and stuff. So I got that for $10. I was very excited about that. Got to get a deal. Picked that up for $10. So I got Grover and I got Zodak on this trip.
You had to make up for that $20 empanada.
Yeah, $20 empanada. It was like a pizza roll. That's about the size it was.
It was really good, though.
It was good. It was good. Street food. Oh, the wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Went through that store. Didn't really see anything else in there. We asked the kids if they needed some Jurassic Park, and they already had those ones, so saved even more money. So that was good. We ended up saying, Kyle said he was like 10 minutes away, and it was around the corner in and out. I said, hey, we'd like to get our steps in. Let's take a little walk over there. So we did. And I said, man, I really wish we could go to one of the grocery stores, Ralph's. You know me being a grocery rat at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. That's my history. That's, I was going to say passion. I don't know. But I always enjoy looking at grocery stores I've never been in. And then, lo and behold, across the street from the In-N-Out was a Ralph's. So we had time. Let's run through this Ralph's real quick. Mm-hmm. I don't know. A lot of people swear by it, love by it. I think they haven't been to our area of the country where it's like a super mall experience at our grocery stores. Those are little quick, smaller stores. This is like you got 12 different dining options throughout. I mean, it's a little just different experience there. Yeah. But it was fun to see. Look at the prices. See how the other half lives. See the planograms, the SKU optimization, all that kind of fun stuff I deal with in a day job stuff. Kind of nice to see that. So we went through there, and then we walked across the street from the In-N-Out. They still weren't there, so we walked into a Goodwill real quick. Mm-hmm. And it was like the size of my closet. It was the smallest Goodwill I've ever seen. And there was nothing good there. And then Kyle texted me and said, hey, I'm here, and I got friends. And he had Jay from Geek Dad Life and Pixel Dan himself. It was all of us. So we all had lunch together there. So it was good to catch up with Pixel Dan and Jay. I last saw them at San Diego Comic-Con last year, so talked to them, chatted up. Angie never met any of them, so Angie got to meet them. And Angie scarfed down her burger before all of us.
Mm-hmm. We ordered the same thing.
Yep.
We did our fries animal style that time.
I don't even think I tried them. Angie was so hungry. She was just...
Yeah, it was embarrassing. I was 100% done, and all the boys were like...
Still eating. Angie's just scarfed down. She's like, I'm thinking about going to get one of these milkshakes.
I'm a Midwest.
But... it was funny. Kyle's like, yeah, we'll go there. I'm like, In-N-Out one more time. What's the big deal? We'll go. It's fine. And then it's funny is everybody there, Jay and Pixel Dan, both had went to In-N-Out already since they got there. So he's like, oh, sorry about that. And we're all like, it's fine. You know, it's like, we don't get this very often. Yeah. Especially old Dan and I, Midwest guys. We don't got those in our neck of the woods. So that was fine. We had a long lunch. We were probably there like 2 hours hanging out, just cutting a rug, doing that kind of stuff. But then Angie and I said, we got to go take our Uber back to the hotel. We got to get cleaned up. We got to get freshened up. I need a horse bath. That's what she needed. I made you. You really lived that there.
That shower I got on the beach wasn't enough.
That wasn't enough for her. So she needed to clean up, and I did. I wanted to change clothes, all that kind of stuff. Put some perfume on. You know how it goes.
Perfume? Why you always call it perfume? It's cologne.
Perfume for me.
For men.
But went back to the hotel, got all cleaned up, and then we had to take the drive. It was like a 30-minute Uber ride to Compton. That's where it was. And I had my red shoes on. So I was like, I guess I'm a member of the Bloods. But then in a plot twist, this video here today, I'm a member of the Crips today. So I'm playing both sides, the Bloods and the Crips.
You're gonna get a shot.
But I was hoping to go to Compton. I figured I'd see Ice Cube rolling on the corners and stuff. But that's kind of what
it was Bizarro Land. It was like we didn't see one human that was not part of the...
It was like a big warehouse stage production thing. So it's not like we saw the inner workings of Compton. I'm sure beautiful this time of year, but we saw the inside of a warehouse. But we got there, and then Dan and Jay and everybody else. And obviously Jay and Dan more in my wheelhouse than the Barbie people, the Monster High people, the Hot Wheels. It's a whole world I don't go into. I don't know anything about. And, we kind of drew the line there. I was
gonna say, it was very clicked out.
It was clicked out. Yeah. Jay, Dan, and I are like doing our thing here, and we're eyeing. And it was funny because they had two girls on Hot Wheels, which you don't think of, and then you had two guys on Barbie, which you normally don't think of, and then they had a guy on Monster High, which I don't think you normally think of, and then you had Dan and Jay over there on Motu, which is okay, and then they got the very stereotypical wrestling fan with the long hair and the beard, the bigger guy as the wrestling. So it was like they were playing stereotypes, then they were flipping the stereotypes too. So it was a weird deal right there. Oh my God. But it was interesting as we went to rehearsal. They were late. We stuck around, talked forever because they were late setting up the studio and all that. They finally brought us in. They did a quick run through of the rehearsal, I would say. It was weird. Like, we're going to Masters Universe first. We're going to talk to Dan. Then we're going to talk to Jay. And then we're going to talk... Or first they did that. We're going to work the room. We're just going to go by and kind of wave and say, hi, you're not going to talk. And then the second time, talk to Dan, do his thing. Talk to Jay, do his thing. Then they're going to come to me to do my thing. So they're like, hey... When the time comes, when they come up to you, you stand up right here. They basically said X marks the spot right over here to the side of the box here. That's where you're going to go. They're going to talk to you. And you saw this on the live stream. And then once they do the reveal in the box, you'll step up and go up right side by side of the box. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then they, told us what the question was going to be. So the whole time I had my question memorized, I knew what my question was going to be and all this stuff. They get me up there in the rehearsal and they throw me a totally different question I wasn't prepared for or anything. And I'm like, I was fine. I was like, and then I answered it. But I had to mental Rolodex real quick to flip to the next question in my head because I was prepared for this question that they told me to be prepared for. So they flipped the script on me there, which was fine. It was rehearsal, so I was okay with that. The bad thing was I didn't ask anybody, are they going to give me that same question or a different question tomorrow? So I was like, I'm ready for both either way. So we'll see what happens. But they said, hey, we got these boxes, and you saw it on the stream. There was these boxes, and there was the mystery item, Stone Cold for me, of course. And they said, if you look at it straight on and when the lights all come on, you'll be able to see what it is. So if you want to know, you'll be able to look at it. And I'm pretty sure I was the only one that went into it blind. I said, I don't want to look. I don't want to know. I want the genuine reaction when the time comes. I don't want to know what this is ahead of time. And they're like, that's fine, whatever you want to do. And I forget, one of the ladies there said, well, what if you don't know what it is? And I'm like, if it's WWE, I'm pretty sure I know what it is. And then the next day during the thing, Steve and Magic from Mattel were there. And I told them that story. And I said, guys, do you think there's any possibility I won't know what this is? And they just laughed. They said, yeah, you'll know what it is. And I was like, I figured as much. But I did the rehearsal thing. We did all that, and you had to hit the button. We talked about everything. Kind of just ran through it really quick. Angie had to wait in the lobby. They didn't let Angie in for that. Well, no phones.
I just assumed. I think they would have let me in.
Probably. But
so I just sat out there.
Yeah.
Bored. My phone was dying.
They got Angie Starbucks. She ate some snacks while she was out there.
I was like, no phone, just like looking around. I was so scared my phone was going to die, and I was the only one that had the Uber app. So I was scared.
You could ask for a
I know.
charger.
I was looking around for one.
But so they did the rehearsal. It took like 2 hours. It took a lot later than they said it would, and that's I guess show business for you or whatever you want to call it. But went through anything. I don't know if there was any other shenanigans on that rehearsal. I don't think.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. They just kind of went through everything.
I just ate all the free snacks.
Yeah, Angie ate her weight in free snacks.
I didn't eat enough in and out.
I guess not. But we just did our thing, went through it and all that. And then they said, okay, you're free to go. And they said, be careful in the morning, 7:30. You've got to be here at 7:30 tomorrow because hair and makeup, all that kind of stuff. Don't be late, all this kind of stuff, So it's like, okay, whatever, we're good. So then we all took an Uber together. Dan, Angie, Jay, and myself. We took the Uber back to the hotel. And when it was like, what time do you think that was? 8 o'clock, 8:30? It was, fairly late. And we all said, hey, let's just, we were going to go get a nice dinner somewhere. We said, you know what? Let's just walk across the street to the mall. And we all ate at the food court. So we had Hawaiian. They had, what did they have?
They just had like a
sandwich type place.
Fancy Panera type place.
Yeah,
Panera
Panera
type sandwich
place.
Salad or whatever.
And we sat down. We talked. We kind of hung around. We did get a Cinnabon.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I was
so
I had like the 2 meat combo. I had like the fire chicken and the teriyaki chicken or something. And then you got some rice with that. It's the usual Hawaiian type stuff.
I forgot to ask you, what did you think of that breaded chicken?
Because
it was like one was breaded, one was
not. Yeah, I had that kajitsu.
I like the non-breaded one better.
I like it. It's fine. I'll eat anything for the most part. Right, Angie? I'll eat anything. I really will.
I keep it nice for no reason. All that pineapple juice for no reason.
Oh my. But we ate all that, and then we went to Cinnabon, and then I was going to get one of the small ones, and Angie just ordered for me. She knew my order, and it had been a while since I've had Cinnabon.
You get a weird custom one, and you can't do it on the baby
I think they would have done that for me. Nah. They would have done that. But anyways, I ended up eating a whole cinnamon roll and walking home, and then I stopped and got more Monster, too, at the gas station.
I convinced myself I was going to save some for breakfast, but I ate it all.
I forgot you ate it, too, so it's like, I thought I ate a lot. You out-ate all of us.
And I ate all the snacks at the thing. You didn't have any snacks.
No, Angie was really putting it down. She was really putting it. Angie said, I love this Hollywood vibe here. I wonder how I could get on The Biggest Loser. So she's starting her way to get on The Biggest Loser.
It was all that frolicking I did in the water.
Yeah, she did some frolicking. I guess so. But it was a long day. But we ate there at the mall and stuff, walked home and everything. And we were all, came back in, said, all right, guys, we'll see you guys 7 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning. We'll be ready to go with the Uber around 7 and get there by 7:30, half hour, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we went back to the hotel room. Angie, once again, I think we both showered and then went to bed, but I couldn't sleep as usual. So I edited some videos.
Yeah, it was easy.
And I stayed up till like 12 or so, maybe. And then finally went to sleep, got up about 6, maybe.
I woke up at 5.
Angie got ready first. Yeah. So then I got up at 6, showered, got all ready to go. They said, hey, make sure your hair, usually it takes me like 2 hours to dry my hair. I usually do stuff, but I had to kind of hair dry it, do all that kind of stuff.
Because usually we air dry it, and so we had to blow dry a little, and it got a little frizz.
So we worked on that there. I was like, we're going to hair and makeup. It'll be fine. So it wasn't that big.
And they said it. They were like, let's put some mousse in that.
Yeah, it was fine. But,
a little frizzy.
But we went downstairs, and I was already on my Walmart app because Walmart Con was going on at 7 a.m. I needed to get those new figures and get down there, and 7 a.m. Dan's down there, so talking to Dan, and I forgot all about Walmart. We know how it goes. Remembered once we got in the Uber about 7:15, and of course Duke was sold out, which is a shocking turn of events if you ask me, but Duke was sold out, and the Night Creeper was sold out as well, and the WWE Street Fighter figures were sold out. I was like, gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
I'm just looking at this. Do I have a tan line?
A little bit. A little bit.
Look at me with a tan line.
A little tan line on her. But anyways, before I was so rudely interrupted about my action figures, people don't care about your tan lines. They care about my Walmart problems. Maybe not. But I did refresh once we landed in Compton off the Uber, and I did get the Street Fighter figures, but I didn't get the Night Creeper and Duke yet. I'm not too worried. I'll find them eventually. I always do. So I missed out on that a little bit. But and then, of course, I missed out on Haulathon the next day because we were in the air taking the red eye, so I missed those. But then Angie, being the real one, found them all at Target the next day for me, except one. I'm just missing Donatello as of right now. Anyways, went there. We got there at 7:30 on the nose, too. 7:30 on the nose. We went inside, and all was good, and we had to wait again. It was like,
hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait. So got checked in. They gave us wristbands. Here's the talent wristband. Angie was going to be in the audience, and a lot of people saw Angie in the audience. So Angie got the purple audience wristband.
I didn't know that going ahead of time. So I figured I would just sit in the lobby again. So
I asked.
I'm so glad I got ready.
Yeah, and I said, hey, she's here. Why not just throw her in the audience? And they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine if she wants to. And then it was kind of cool, too. They said, oh, we're going to give you one of the gift bags at the end.
Bag.
So I'm like, oh, what's this all about? So we'll talk about this in a little bit. But Angie said, I had the WWE swag bag on mine. So she grabbed the Motu thinking, like, hey, why two WWE? Let's get one of each. So I was very happy she did that. So that was good. And we'll talk what's in there. And I guess that's part of the payment because a lot of people are interested in what you're getting out of these things.
That's it.
Yeah. So then I did hair and makeup eventually, and then I did an interview. Or was that the day before?
You did the day before. So that was
either way.
We did,
waiting around. There was and I already forgot what it was called, but there was two ladies that did an interview.
Local
and they had
online magazine or something?
I don't think it was local. I mean, they were local, but it was a worldwide. But it was some kind of Nerdist or something like that. They interviewed us and interviewed me and did that. So that was in there too. But I finally did get my hair and makeup done. So they took my hair, they put stuff, they crunched it up.
So curly.
Yeah, I don't know. People did comment that it was. And then they put something on my face, just kind of dabbed me all over.
Basically, and then powder.
And then they put some lip gloss on me. And that was it.
Yeah.
And I got my makeup done. And then I went and hurry up and wait once again. And then I guess, now, as of this point, we still haven't. I saw a piece of mine, but I haven't watched the whole event back yet. I probably will eventually. Hopefully, it's on my to-do list. We'll see.
I'm going to look dumb in the crowd.
Oh, I doubt it. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm trying to weasel my way out of frame.
Angie was picking her nose.
Well, they kept pushing me into frame because they wanted everybody closer.
Well, obviously.
Because I'm cute.
I'm sure. But yeah, they were late. I guess the live stream started late, and they did
so cute. I can't believe how old she was.
They did the opening there, and they did it 4 times.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what was going on there, but either way, that was part of the delay. They did it. It was the same thing all 4 times. So I wasn't sure, but said, there's that Hollywood studio magic once again. And they told me to stand in the back corner. Now, I did forget a little bit of a story from the prior day. When I was in there in my space, the WWE wall space, they had a lady from Mattel talking to her. She didn't know wrestling. I could tell that right off. And I'm looking at this wall of figures behind me. I'm like, why is Axe here? Smash is down here. You got Chris Sabin up here, Alex Shelley down here. I said, hey, I don't know. You tell me whatever you want, but I would recommend doing these two guys together, And they were like, and she's like, I'll have to double check and see if that's okay to do that. I'm like, I'm just throwing it out. It makes sense. I can see somebody in the comments probably saying, why is this displayed like this?
Yeah.
And then they did mention to me, we may go to you, Kyle. As you guys saw, there was the title belt on the wall. They said, we may go to you wearing that belt. And I said, you do realize that's the women's world title belt, right? And they had no idea. So thankfully I said that because they probably would have said, Kyle, put that would have been an ultimate joke. So there was that, and then I put my Warrior figure up there as well.
So Kyle basically redid the set.
Yeah. So I kind of redid some things the night before, and I think that was the right move. I do believe. So, anyways, they took us out there 10 o'clock. We ran through everything. What you saw on the show is basically what you saw on the show. I was a little frustrated. I don't know what you want to call it. Somebody posted on my, I think, Facebook saying that I went all stone cold on them when they did this, but they told me to go the X, where to stand when they interview me, so I did do that.
You were even further in than what they said, because I told you to move in even more. So
either way, I was where they told me to stand, and then Rufio gave me the little push forward, like let's walk to the box, and it kind of threw me off a little bit. But I want to be like, well, they told me. I want to be like, they told me to stand here. That's why I'm here. But they were in his ear probably saying, let's move closer to the box or whatever. But it's so funny reading comments and messages from people. Some people said, Kyle looks so nervous up there. And then a bunch of other comments, Kyle had no nerves. You could tell he does this stuff, and he was the most fluent one of everybody that went. Kyle was the one that was the most together. So
I don't think you were nervous about the experience. You were nervous about working with other people because they like kept changing your question, kept trying to like move you around.
I wasn't really nervous. You thought I was. You came over and said, are you nervous? Because my face was red, but it was burned from Venice Beach. Got a little sun at Venice Beach, but it was fine. I was in my Western wear. They said be authentic. I said I'm gonna be authentic. I'm gonna wear my Western wear out here.
It was a hit. That's number one thing everybody said.
And you gotta stand out. You gotta stand out. And that was fine. I didn't have any issues with that. So I wasn't nervous at all. So that was kind of funny that people thought maybe I was. And that's just the internet for you. Some people saying, oh, he's way nervous. Oh, Kyle's smooth. He's not nervous at all. Mm-hmm. It's just interesting what people read into things. And then, we got to the reveal of the Stone Cold where all of a sudden the thing drops down and there was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you guys heard on the stream, if you watched it, they asked my prediction. I said, it's got to be a legend. And I'm guessing an Ultimate Edition. Well, I was half right. It was a legend, but it was a deluxe elite. It was Stone Cold Steve Austin, King of the Ring 96, nice deluxe box, a good set. And if I would have sat and thought about it a little bit more, I probably would have figured this out because 30th anniversary, 316 was just that week. It makes a lot of sense for what it is. Mm-hmm. And I think that is a good exclusive there. A lot of people disappointed about the reveal saying, oh, they flew you all the way out there for just that. Have you seen Revealed before? They have WrestleMania in like 2 weeks. That's the big reveal. I knew what I was getting myself into, and we should have known that from track records of year past. You're going to get the figure reveal and a couple of things. We saw the Saturday Night Main Event figures. The clue for Penta we'll probably see shortly. I thought it was just fine for what it is. Mm-hmm. I did give my little presentation. I did stop and went totally off script. I'm sure they were sweating it a little bit, but I said, Masters is where I started collecting. I want to give a shout out. It is the year of Masters of the Universe. That's why it was very Masters heavy. A lot of people say, too much Masters. Well, big year. It's a tipping point of the future of Masters Universe this year with all the product and the brand new movie. Obviously, that's going to take center stage. It makes sense. WWE will be here regardless either way. But it was cool. It was cool either way. And I wanted to plug Masters because that's a brand that means so much to me over the years. Even if they didn't include me in that, we'll get more in that in a little bit too. I'm still half hot about it. But did my spiel. Everything went fine. And then, after I was done, they kind of used me in the crowd and I moved around with everybody. Angie and I were kind of standing together and stuff. Now, I was in the background and part of it, they had some monitors up there so I could see I was in the background when they were talking about Club Grayskull. Of course, one of the fanciest clubs around. Pop that collar, be ready. You have to have a collar to enter Club Grayskull. And I thought it was really funny because when they were saying that, I'm sitting here doing one of these, popping the collar. And I had 4 people reach out to me. I saw you popping the collar during the Club Grayskull because I always do it in my videos. Oh, you got to have the collar on for Club Grayskull. So I thought that was funny for some eagle-eyed viewers to see that. And Angie was in the audience and stuff, so it was nice. A lot of people said, oh, I saw Angie in the audience. Somebody said she was like so devoted or something. Or I forget what it was.
I was just looking at you with awe.
So prideful or something.
I was kind of nervous.
She was nervous for me, I'm sure. I'm sure you would have just jumped in and rescued me if I was in trouble.
Those boxes were weird, though, because they never really like changed. So they just have like these panels that when the spotlight hit them, then they became transparent.
Magic.
So once the light came off them, they went back and looked. Yeah. It was weird. So nothing.
It was magic. So the show started late, ran long. I think it was fine. I mean, it was what it was. I mean, I haven't watched it back yet, but
done it like 15 minutes late.
Yeah, it was 15 minutes late, and then you could pre-order and everything, and it was all good. So it was a fun event. I'm glad I got to participate. I'm glad I got to go to that kind of stuff. I know there was talk, I guess, I won't say who told me, but they said there was another girl that like they were thinking about bringing in for wrestling that didn't even collect Mattel stuff, and that's that other company that doesn't know the figures and stuff. Figure's a figure to them. And they were going to have her as part of this. And they said, yeah, that probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Obviously, because
she really wouldn't have had any commentary on Stone Cold.
She wouldn't have had a clue
said, who's this guy?
For what they were saying. So I won't tell it.
It's like me if I opened it. oh, he's cute.
So I won't tell any more about that, but I was very happy I got to go to that. So after it was all done, they said
it was lunchtime.
And then it was lunchtime. And what did we have?
Guess what we ate.
They had the In-N-Out truck to cater the event afterwards. So we got the In-N-Out truck for lunch, which is fine. And Angie got the buns this time.
I got a bun.
And you like it?
Yeah.
Liked it more?
Liked it just as much. I really like how they toast it.
Yeah,
they have to because that sauce is so melty.
Yeah. So it was fine. So we got In-N-Out again.
Third time's
the charm there. So that was fine though. And then we went back inside. They said we could take pictures and get some B-roll and stuff. So we filmed some of that. And then they said, the lady from Mattel came over and said, hey, Dan, Jay, and Kyle, come with me. And we went upstairs. They said, hey, we got stuff for you. And I'm like, oh boy, what do they got for me? So they take Dan and Jay were in front of me. They went in first. They said, hey, you guys each get one of those laser He-Mans that were revealed at the show. So they each got one of those. I think that's pretty nice. I mean, it makes sense. They presented it. They get them for free. And then they said, Kyle, you can choose from any of these two. You can choose two of any of these wrestling figures over here. And it was all old stock that I already had. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, and I'm looking over at that He-Man where this got walls of the He-Man. And I go, would there be any way that I could take the He-Man instead of the wrestling? And they looked around. They said, yeah, that's fine if you want to. So I was very happy. I got something I needed. Yeah. So that was good. And actually, the two figures would have been worth more than that. But I needed that He-Man. So I was happy they let me do that. But then they said,
less space in the luggage.
And less space in the luggage, which got pretty dicey at the end. Yep. But they did say, Jay and Dan, we need you to come over here as well. And I'm like, oh, what's this about? I'm coming. I'm part of this crew. I'm going to see what this is. And they did, and you guys saw on the live stream, you saw the artsy He-Man, Skeletor, Battle Cat, Panther, those sets. They said, we want to give you guys these sets. They said, we only have one He-Man and one Skeletor. And Pixel Dan immediately, I'm taking Skeletor. I'm taking Skeletor. And Jay's like, well, I'll take the He-Man and Battle Cat then. And they were autographed, actually. So they were really fancy. And I'm looking, I'm like, they're like, sorry, you weren't on the He-Man thing. I'm like, oh really? Because I wanted those. And as we're filming this, so we're filming a little late because of travel, it goes on sale tomorrow and they're like $100 each. Ugh. But I want them because I was there for the unveiling and the revealing of it. I feel like I'm just like the Stone Cold. I want two of the Stone Colds because I felt like it's my figure. I'm the one that got to reveal it. So that was sentimental.
I was surprised they didn't just give everybody like one of everything. I know that's not, like, doesn't seem
that's
like
kind of what I thought it would be. Like we'd get the Barbie, the Monster, we'd get one of it. And that's what I figured our swag bags were going to be.
Yeah.
But then as they said, oh yeah, Kyle, we need you to write your address down because we will send you one of those Stone Cold Steve Austin figures. When I figured they'd be ready, but they weren't ready. So they said, hey, we will send you a Stone Cold figure. So can't wait to get that Stone Cold here. I hope they remember to send it to me. That's the other thing. Can you imagine they don't send it to me? And I need to order a second one. I forgot to order that. So that reminds me I need to order that. But so I did get a Stone Cold. I did get a He-Man. They did give me those kind of things for that. That was basically my payment. Yes, they paid for the flight over. Yes, they gave the $250 Uber and they paid for the hotel. And then I got those two figures. So people saying, oh, they pay them all this money.
No.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And guess what? Here's the thing. Here's the secret to everything in music, acting, all that kind of stuff. If you won't do it, somebody else will do it. And they'll do it free or they'll do it cheaper. There's always somebody else that'll do it. Even your day job, let's say you're making $100,000 a year, there's somebody out there that would do your same job for $90,000 a year and maybe even lower. So you always have to remember that. To me, it wasn't about getting paid. It wasn't about getting the free figures. It was about the experience. Yeah. You need to go to LA for the first time, California with Angie. I'd been there a few times. Angie'd never been there. So to experience that, going to Venice Beach, that was the payment opportunity to go do that kind of stuff on the side. So that's what it was about there. But it was fun. It was fun to do that. And I enjoy talking. Have you ever heard that? I don't know if you know.
Yeah,
I love talking. So I was all good on all that kind of stuff. So it was good. So then I took our pictures, all that. Then we were getting ready to leave, saying our goodbyes. Then we went and got our luggage. They checked our luggage for us because we had to bring it because we were flying home that night. Had to check out. These hotels are quite the thing because check-in's not till like 2:30, but check-out is 10 a.m. Can't even get a full day in. So we had to bring all of our stuff with us. But they got that and they said, oh, here's your swag bag. So in our swag bag, Angie, what was in yours?
Oh, God.
Okay. She-Ra and Swiftwind and a Masters Universe mug. In my swag bag, it was the Rock WWE Superstars 2-pack with an NWO, what do you call those things? Tumbler?
Yeah.
Tumbler. So that was, I guess you could say that was payment as well. But there was a bunch of other influencers and people that came in. They all got those things, as did we. So they got those for coming. Good friend of the channel, Toy Shiz, was there. Follow him on Instagram. I spent a lot of time talking with him as well. Good to see him. Didn't know he was going to be there. But we got that. So basically, I got the Laser He-Man, the Stone Cold eventually, fingers crossed, Swiftwind for Angie, and then I got the Rock 2-pack. Now, that Rock 2-pack, follow along on the channel this weekend, Toy News, the special 300th episode. I will be giving it away for free. I'm going to give that away. So I'm passing it on to everybody else. Swiftwind Sheer, I actually wanted a second one, so that worked out for us. But I will be giving that Rock set away. Maybe a giveaway later in this video if you stay tuned long enough. So we'll see. But basically went there and we went back to our hotel just to be closer, as our good friend Mark, who we talked about earlier, said, hey, we'll pick you up. Mark came to pick us up at the hotel, and he was nice enough. I've always wanted to go to Forest Lawn Cemetery in LA. He drove us all the way out there, Angie and me, and I wanted to see Lemmy's grave and I wanted to see Ronnie James Dio's grave. I knew they were right by each other. So we did do that. It was a little bit of a maze.
It's a labyrinth there.
It was a labyrinth. The same. We figured it out. We stumbled into Liberace, and Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds were right there too. So we did see some others, but it was so cool of Mark to take me, because a lot of people have their bucket list. I want to travel Italy or whatever. I want to see Lemmy's grave. I want to see Dio's grave. That, I have low expectations in life. So we went and did that. And then he was nice enough to take us over to the Rainbow, of course, where Lemmy lives forever. We didn't have time to eat or get a drink or anything, but we were going to pass by that as we were a bit of a time crunch. We had to get to the airport. His wife was going to a concert, and we wanted to be able to eat before our flight as well. But we did go to the Rainbow. He dropped us off there and kind of played the parking meter guys a little bit. And so we ran inside. I wanted to get the brand new Motorhead Rainbow shirt, so I did pick that up. We walked through the whole place real quick. Angie'd obviously never been there. I'd been there before. Got a picture with the Lemmy statue, the Lemmy mural, saw what you needed to see. Unfortunately, it was during the day. It would be really nice to be there at night sometime. I've always been there like early evening, morning. It would be nice to be there at night, maybe one of these times in the future.
Have a whiskey. Have a pizza.
Have a Jack and Coke and a pizza, which I did last time, but it was like noon instead of nighttime. But ran through the Rainbow real quick. That was all great. So it was good to see that. I paid my respects to Lemmy, saw the statue, all that kind of fun stuff. It's so surreal always being there, because knowing that there's the machine, Lemmy always sat here. It's always fun for me to see all that. So did that, hopped back in the car, and Mark took us. Where did we go after that?
Eat?
No. Where did we go? Oh, no, we did. We did. We went to eat, and he dropped us off, and then he took his wife home, didn't he? And to change. Yep. So we ate, and we went to a place called Benny's. It's not like a sit-down fancy Mexican place, but it's not Taco Bell. It was basically exactly what we were looking for. So it was really, really good.
But it tastes more sit-down fancy than a fast food.
Yeah, so really it was good. But there's a million great taco places around there. But it was a place called Benny's, been there for 100 years, I guess. And we got some different tacos, ate all our way through that. And that was the perfect spot where we wanted to go. That was exactly. Mark knew exactly. And Mark was a real one, too, because Mark and I were talking it up. I mean, Mark was in the Air Force for many years, and he felt like he was a genius.
Yeah,
he reminded me of one of my buddies, like my buddy. Shout out to Carzoli. He reminded me of Carzoli, my buddy. But we talked about everything. We talked about horror movies, talked about music, talked about action. And we could have talked for days. We could have went on for days. And he was nice enough to take us around. We did go to another Target. We did go to a Ross while we were over there. So we hopped into those just to kill some time before we hit the airport. And then he dropped us off at the airport. I mean, can't thank Mark enough for tooling us around town. It was
his wife was the cutest. She was the tiniest little thing, and she was going to a death metal concert.
It was so funny. Like,
and it was like Godzilla metal. And so
metal.
She brought the mask. And she was
I was very impressed.
Like, they couldn't be more polar opposite.
Yeah,
like, I was so funny.
I was very impressed. Like, she knew her heavy metal, and she liked harder heavy metal than me, and that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, so
you can't understand it.
I got a real kick out of that. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. But
that's wild.
But yeah, Mark was nice enough to drop us off at the airport as well. And it's, we had that $250 Uber credit, just back and forth to Compton, and then to the hotel, the Venice beach and stuff. That ate up all of those credits. So Mark was nice enough to take us around. So it was very cool of him to offer that.
I can't imagine what it would have cost us to go down to the Sunset Strip, because that was only like 17 miles, but it took us like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it
was brutal.
Travel's no joke over there, and you got to be used to it.
So we were happy that we were with someone that knew
what he was doing, and knew the shortcuts and all that. So we got to the airport, and we were a little nervous about that. They're saying the TSA agents have walked off the job, all this stuff, but we got in like 20 minutes.
So easy.
So got in there really easy. It was a late night flight, so Angie was kind of bobbing in and out. But we did have the flight home, which was pretty uneventful. We had a stayover in Chicago, or a layover. I don't know what it was, but had to wait like an hour and a half in between flights back.
Yeah.
But we went all there. We did all that kind of stuff. Angie slept on the plane. I couldn't sleep.
I tried. It was brutal.
I couldn't sleep at all. I was just too wired, I guess. I don't know. But couldn't sleep. And then on the flight from Chicago home, I didn't sleep. And you said you slept that whole way. You even missed the drink card on that.
I was doing one of these.
So I didn't sleep. I think I went about like 30 some hours without sleep. And I did catch a hour power nap that really fueled me, and then I went to bed at 11 o'clock that night, and I've been fine pretty much ever since. We
came home and I showered and went to work, and when I went to say goodbye, you were snoring on the couch.
I took a little hour power nap, and then I filmed a bunch of videos. I filmed toy news and everything, so I needed that little rejuvenation there, but it was tough. And then I learned after 20 plus years that Angie doesn't know how I like my bagel. I said I wanted it plain.
I said plain. I was an idiot and ordered him a bagel, and then I said plain, and they took it as plain cream cheese, which I should have thought that through. I should have just been like nothing on it.
I hate cream cheese. Plain. I hate cream cheese, especially when it's this thick.
Oh, and it was so much cream cheese.
Ugh, I didn't eat that. I said, well,
an $8 bagel went in the garbage.
And I said, well, I still got this bag of pretzels from the plane. I guess I'll eat that.
A poor man.
I'll eat that. So
I ate good.
Angie ate good. So that was that. Was there anything else? We took pictures at the rainbow. We had all that kind of fun stuff. I don't know if there's any more. So that is kind of the story of the travel there. That's what it is. All the gory details. Like I said, you have any questions, send it to KylePetersonShow@gmail.com, or you can put it in the comments of the YouTube video, and I'll answer it next week in the questions. If there's anything else you have a question about, let us know. But Angie, we're not quite done with this episode yet. It's time for a few final thoughts. All right, Angie, it's time for a few final thoughts. I told you I'd grab my hat over there. So
good.
Now I'm looking real official here today. I grabbed my $15 Venice Beach Boardwalk hat. But Angie, we got a few final thoughts, and we got a little question of the week here.
Cute.
And I know Angie's tired. It's a long one. I'll read it. This is why you're here to read these things, but we'll do it.
I only do one-liners.
Comes from Eric Sims, X6L, question of the week. As one of the smartest, most debonair, and entertaining individuals on YouTube, you keep teasing us regarding your upcoming Gotta Get a Deal book on the Storytime with Kyle title card. This little book right here. There goes my bookmark.
What is that?
It's my bookmark. This book here I've been working on for quite some time. Yeah, maybe.
Oh my God.
I lost the question there. With the plethora of life-changing, entertaining knowledge that must be contained within these vital pages, can you please give us an update on its status? Those of us Kylanites that are ready to laugh and learn, the anticipation is almost palpable. Also, Angie's the best, and you both are the most enjoyable dynamic duo on the socials today. Thank you for the chuckles, the life lessons, and for things that make you go,
This guy's a very talented writer.
Very talented writer. He's a real one as well. Do you want to join the show?
Help him
But
finish the book.
I have been working on this book for 2 years now, possibly. And it's weird is like I can never just be calling it quits. There's always something more I want to add to it. I always want to adjust it, do something. Do I want it to be like a biography, or do I want it to be a more of a life lesson story time with Kyle? Here's life lessons I've learned over my...
Do I need to publish it for you, like once you die?
Maybe. That might be what we do. But it is something like that. Like, I got rarity versus popularity. What really matters? And I deep dive into that. So there's a lot of good stuff inside here. Building lifelong bonds through collecting. So like now, I got to add Mark to this book. Mark, I met him. So it's like the book's never done. I can never just turn it over and be done with it. And I'm kind of deciding which way do I go with it. I'm not exactly sure. So
I'm the rarest piece in your collection.
The rarest piece and the most expensive piece by far. Daily expensive. But I'm not exactly sure what and when and how and what we're going to do with this book. But one of these days, we're going to get it out there.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I guess so. It's going to be one of those books you just can't put down. I think that is what it is. But I do got like the author's copy.
To put it down.
Yeah, I might do volumes. We'll see what ends up happening. But this is the author's copy. I'm going through trying to make sure it's everything I want. But there's zero timetable, and I'm not really in a hurry because
there's also zero time.
Because I have zero time. I need if I didn't have a day job, all this kind of stuff, I didn't have all this other stuff going on in my life, I'd have a lot more time for it. And that's the hard part. And then let me tell you something. If you guys think that like my books, like I'm just turning and burning the cash in those things, not the case, because how much I bought all these figures. I had a picture, and then I took all the stuff, took all the pictures, everything. It's a lot of work.
It's a labor of love.
It's a labor of love, and it's more personal thing. It's like that, but like there's no way I'll ever recoup the time and the investment on these books. There's just, I'm not Stephen King. I'm not going to sell enough. So time, money, it's always hard to do, but it is a labor of love. There's no doubt about it. And, you know, I'm not opposed to doing like the Mattel book. A lot of people say, Kyle, you got every Elite, you should do the Mattel Elite book. I would do that. My problem is I need to find somebody that, hey, I'm going to write all the copyright. I'll give you all the pictures. I need you to format it, put it in the book, make it all pretty in Photoshop or whatever the thing is. I need somebody like that to take the wheel on that. Problem is, you find somebody, yeah, it's going to be $10,000. Oh,
you're like, I'm not going to make that.
The book's going to make, I'm going to bring home like $1,000 on this book. So I don't know if paying you $9,000, that's a hard one. So I don't know what the future holds. We'll see. But I can tell you what the future holds right now, Angie. I'm going to, speaking of books, you know, it is the 1-year anniversary right here. We're going to have giveaways this weekend in the toy news and weekly purchases. But I'm also going to give away a copy of the book right now. So all you got to do is email the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. Ask a question. Put a question for the question of the week in there. Or put a comment down below in this very video, and we will pick somebody to win this book next week. So somebody will get this book. We will give one of those away.
Let me know in the comments if you can see my tan line. I'm very proud of it.
See if the headlights are on. Yeah, can you see Angie's tan line? No.
So you released that book right when we started this podcast.
We did. It was weird. A year ago. It was
I kind of remember that, and you kept saying like,
exactly
I
a year
ago. No one else will.
Yeah. I got a pro because nobody else will. It's not like I self-published it. I didn't, pay money to do all that kind of stuff. So clearly. That's the where it goes. Clearly. Yes, exactly.
Love you.
So there it is. Oh my God. So that's the question of the week. You want to be a question of the week? Put it in the comments down below. Email the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. And you too could be question of the week. Angie will be back this weekend for weekly purchases. We'll have some more giveaways on that. And there will be that Rock 2-pack giveaway on the Toy News this week. So make sure you're checking out the videos. Can't believe it, 300 edition of the Toy News. 300 weeks in a row. The hardest working man in YouTube. I'm the James Brown of YouTube. 4 videos every single day, even though I'm gone. 4 videos every single day for like over 4.5 years right now. So trust me, it's coming to an end one of these days, sooner rather than later. I'll still put videos out, but can I keep this pace forever? I'm not sure. But we're on a record-breaking pace right now, so make sure you do subscribe to the channel, follow the podcast, rate the podcast if you can. It helps the channel, all that kind of fun stuff. And as I said, check out the Patreon, check out YouTube channel memberships for even more content. I got a Q&A I got to film, Angie, as well, an exclusive Q&A for the Patreon. You get the Buffalo Wild Wings videos, you get the pizza reviews over there, you get early access, you get it all over there. It's the best way to support the channel at the end of the day. But Angie, we only got one thing left here in this video. So what did we learn today? What did we learn today? Venice Beach.
Ate lots of In-N-Out.
A lot of In-N-Out.
Yep. Lots of filming. Lots of shopping.
That's all you got?
Almost doesn't fit my day head.
No. Shopping.
What else?
A lot of malarkey.
Flights. Lots of flights.
A lot of sneaking in the back door. What else? Food. Empanadas. Venice Beach. Drug needles. Baywatch.
Yep.
Mattel Creations revealed. That's about it.
That's it.
I think we're done, guys. So for the 1-year anniversary episode number 52 of the Kyle Peterson Show, Angie, tell everybody goodbye in your own special way.
Goodbye.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?